welcome back to Stylish Naija YouTube channel. I want to say thank you to all of my subscribers. Thank you guys for subscribing to Stylish Naija YouTube channel. Thank you for your love and for your support. If you are new to the channel, you are highly and very welcome. If you have not subscribed, please subscribe to Stylish Naija YouTube channel. Hit on the bell also to get an update whenever I upload a new video. If you want to register for our online classes, you can see my number scrolling through the screen. Send me a message on WhatsApp and then I'll give you the details of the classes we have presently available. Okay guys, in today's video I'm going to be showing you how to cut and sew this tube top. So you can see the picture up there. That's what we're going to learn how to cut and sew today. So these are the measurements I'm going to be making use of for this tutorial. So the bust measurement is 36. You divide 36 into 4. I have 9 inches. And then the chest, when making a tube top, the chest part is key. So you need to mark, you need to know a very tight measurement of the chest. Yes, when I say tight, you need to tighten the chest part. So the chest measurement is 33. When you divide into 4, you have 8.25. And then my under bust is 30. You divide into 4, you have 7.5. The waist is 33. You divide into 4, you have 8.5. So we're going to be snatching the waist. So I'm going to reduce my waist measurement by 1 inch. So that's a very simple way or simple technique of snatching your waist. Instead of doing all those marking and marking, just reduce the measurement from your original measurement. So once you do that and then mark it on your pattern with that same measurement, you are going to achieve the same result instead of drafting and something that will just start drafting whatever. So I want to make this tutorial very detailed. So that's what I'm trying to say. So I don't want to do that confusing those confusing one for because of beginners. So the simple way, the straightforward way is reduce your waist measurement by 1.5 or 2 inches, depends on how much tightness you want to achieve, and then apply that measurement on your pattern. Once you do that, you are going to come out with the same result. So that's what I'm trying to say. And then your hip measurement is 40. When you divide into 4, I'm going to have 10. So for this waist measurement, I'm going to snatch mine by just 1 inch. So instead of 33 inches, I'm going to be making use of 32 inches, which is 8 inches. And then on the chest part also, I'm going to snatch the chest area also by 1 inch. So instead of 8 inches, instead of 8.25, I'm going to be making use of 8 inches. Okay, so I hope I wrote that well. So that's what I'm trying to explain. So now let's get started. We're going to draft directly on our pattern and then we're going to transfer to our fabric. So this is the fabric that I'm going to be making use of. I have 2 yards of fabric here and then this is the lining also. So now let's get started. So the first line, so when making a tube top, you're going to take out 5 inches from the top. The 5 inches is just like standard. So you take out that 5 inches. So this is my chest line. And then from my chest, from the top, that's from the shoulder to 10 inches is my bust point. And then my under bust is 13. Okay, yeah, it's 13 inches. And then, it's almost entering like 13.5. Okay. Okay, it's 13 inches. And then my waist is 17 inches. So that's my waist. And then this is my full length, which is 23 inches. So the next thing we're going to do now, we're going to take out our dart. So in taking out the dart I'm using is 7.5 inches. That's nipple to nipple. But I'm going to add half of an inch to it to make it 8 inches. So I'll come to my chest line point here. I'll mark that 8 inches. You divide that 8 inches into 2, which is 4 inches. So I'm trying to make this tutorial detailed, like I said. So I'll be able to carry everyone along. So I'm not going to rush it. So I have 8 inches, so you can just keep marking that 8 inches divided into 2, which is 4, across all of your lines to the down part. So I'll connect my 4 inches now with a straight ruler like this. So I finished connecting it. The next thing I'm going to do now, I'm going to take out the dart. So for the dart, I'm going to come to my under bust area. So for this, because I'm using a bust 36, I'm going to take out the whole dart I'm taking out is 2.5 inches. So I'm going to take out 1.5 inches on one side and then I'll take out 1 inch on the other side. If for somebody that is bust here, that maybe from 40 to 45 above, you can decide to take out 3 inches of dart. That's everything total 3 inches. You can decide to share it 1.5 on this side, 1.5 on this side, or you can decide to share it 1.5 on this side and then That's, you can decide to share, put 2 on one side and then put 1 inch on the other side. That's what I want to say. So mine, I'll add 1.5 on this side and then I'll add 1 inch on this other side. So with that, I have my 2.5 inches dot. So that's what I'm going to do now. This is my bust point line. This is my bust point line. So from this bust point line, I'm going to create a curve to meet that part, and then on this part also I'll create a curve to meet this part, to meet my nipple point. So I'm going to come to the top of my chest line part. So for my chest line, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to take 1 1/4 for this part. So for somebody that is bustier, like I explained, you can do 1.5 inches. So I'll create that curve just to give it that bust effect. I'll create it to this side, and then on this side I'm going to take 0.75 on this side. And then I'm going to mark it in. So what I'll do now, I'm going to connect all of this my line with my pattern cord. Okay, so I've blended them in. So the next thing I'm going to do now, so that's 1 inch that I took, I'm going to extend it to the waistline. And then on this side, I'm not going to take, so and then on my underbust, on my waist side, what I'm going to do, I'm going to mark the same 1.5 like this, and then I'm going to mark them in. So I'll just connect with my pattern like this to this point, and then to this point, and then from this point I'm just going to blend it into this point, and then for this point I would blend this into this point like this. So this is going to be my whole dart line. So because I've reduced my waist measurement, so automatically I've snatched the waist already, because my original waist is 33 and I decided to use 32, so it is snatched automatically. So the chest part also, we're doing the same thing, just what we did to the waist. I'm reducing by 1 inch, so I'll take out 1 inch from my measurement. So I have 8 inches. So I'm just going to come to this point like this, and then I'm going to mark my 8 inches. And then after marking the 8 inches, I'll take what I have here, and then I'll repeat it here. So after repeating it here, that's the darts. I took out my darts back. So for this, I'm just going to take out my armhole. So the armhole, I'm using 8 inches. So I'll just blend this in like this. So the next thing, I'm going to mark my bust measurement, which is 9. I've divided all of them just like I explained, and then I'll add 2.5 inches sewing allowance. I'll mark it like this. And then for my under bust, for the under bust, I'm using 7.5. I'll come back here, I'll mark my 7.5, and then I'll add back my dart intake here, and then I will mark it just. And then on the waist part also, I'll mark my waist measurement divided into 4, just the same way, just like I explained on our measurements here. So I'm using 8 inches now, and then I'll add my stitching. I'll add what I have here, my dart. So I'll add it back. So when stitching, when taking out my full measurement, I'll trim it out. So I will show you guys how to do that. I'll mark it back, and then on the hip part, I'm using 40. So I'll just mark my 40, divide into 4, and then I'll add allowance to it. So this I will blend into these points like this. So I already have this. So to create my basque effect, what I'm going to do now, on my waist line like this, I'm going to mark I'm going to come up a little bit with 1/2 inch. So after coming up a little bit with 1/2 inch, so I'm going to blend this into this point like this. So when I'm transferring to my fabric, I'm going to show you how we're going to do that. So this pattern, I'm going to use this pattern. I want to place it on the back piece to cut out my back. So for the back, if you notice, I don't add any zip allowance to the back piece because I'm going to be lacing the back. So for the neckline, it is a normal straight neckline. So here's what I'm going to do. So from this point like this, I'm just going to blend this, just blend it into the chest part like this. So it depends on how deep you want the armhole area to be. You can decide to come down more, but most times when you come down too much, it's going to be a problem. So just let it be up a little bit. So I'll blend this. So you can see what we have here now. And then for this side, for my side piece, I'm just going to curve this like this. And then making sure that my So I'll keep my back piece on the side and then cut out the front pattern. Okay guys, so you can see my front piece. So I'm going to keep it on the side now. And then for the back piece, I actually did not add any zip allowance to it. So I'm still going to take out more parts. I'm still going to take out, instead of 2 inches, normally 2 inches would have been my zipper allowance. So if I take out another 2 inches, everything is going to be 4 inches. So for this, I'm not going to take out 2 inches. I'm going to take out 2.5 inches. So that 2.5 inches, I'll take it to the down part. So originally, I did not add any zip allowance to it. So that's what I'm trying to say. And then I took out 2.5 inches also for my back piece. So for this back piece, what I'm going to do, I'm going to still curve this part a little bit. So I'll blend that up. So this, so the next thing I'm going to do, I'll transfer this to my fabric. So you can see how it is. So the lace is going to get to this point, while this side is going to open up. So I'll transfer this to my fabric right now. Okay guys, so you can see I've cut out all of my pieces. So I added allowance all around of my fabric, so you can see all around. So that's what I did. And then the next thing we're going to do now is we're going to start stitching them together. But for this, I'm going to stop this tutorial here now. There's going to be a continuation, which is the stitching part, because if I add the stitching part to this video, that means I'm going to have to be rushing those parts, so I don't want to do that. So I'm going to stop here and then we'll continue. So thank you so much. If you find this video helpful, please, I would appreciate if you hit on the like button, and if you have not subscribed, please subscribe to Stylish Naija YouTube channel. Thank you so much, guys. I'll see you in my next video. Thank you.